What are examples of executor misconduct? Well, I think first we need to answer the question of what is an executor? An executor is someone who's appointed by a court to administer a person's will through probate court proceedings. So now that that person's been appointed to serve as executor by the probate court, what kind of conduct constitutes misconduct? The most common example of executor misconduct is theft. Simply an executor taking something from the estate that they're not entitled to, and the probate court hasn't approved them receiving. Another example is an executor misusing probate estate assets for their own benefit. For example, taking money from a bank account to pay their own personal expenses, again, that the probate court hasn't approved them using. Another example of executor misconduct would be waste, which essentially is not making estate assets useful. So failing to rent out a property, for example, or leaving bank account assets in cash instead of investing them in some sort of fashion by which they generate some sort of interest. It doesn't need to be go-go stocks and frankly shouldn't be, because that could be a separate breach of fiduciary duty for waste if those stocks go down in value. This is a very common mistake that may or may not constitute misconduct, but as a fiduciary, you have a duty to be able to report your activity here specifically to the probate court. And if you don't keep good records of what you did or why you did the things that you did, it's going to be difficult to report that to the court, and that could constitute misconduct. Another example of executor misconduct is favoring one beneficiary over another. And this very often happens in a situation where the executor is also a beneficiary of the estate. They may make decisions that are beneficial to them that aren't beneficial to other beneficiaries. This is often referred to as self-dealing. They're making decisions in their fiduciary capacity for their personal benefit. A conflict of interest might be another example of executor misconduct. Conflicts of interest can arise, but they don't always rise to the level of misconduct. These issues really need to be vetted with the help of a professional. Perhaps the most frequent mistake that executors make that looks like misconduct and may in fact be misconduct is failing to communicate. As an executor, you have a fiduciary duty that you owe to the estate beneficiaries. Most often issues arise because beneficiaries feel like they're being left in the dark. And those issues can be easily resolved if an executor is over communicating, or at least openly communicating and exchanging information with the beneficiaries. Because when they're not, that's when conspiracy theories run wild, and it becomes presumed that the executor might be engaging in misconduct because they're not being responsive. It's easy to avoid the appearance of misconduct or impropriety by communicating. At RMO, we protect people like you every day. Reach out to see how we can help.